I don't have it written in front of me, but you try to keep them solid white if you can.
Looks like he's pinned one or two. I just saw Mr. Ogle go ahead and pin one. So usually they take turns, Wayne, on judging. They go back and forth by breeds, but Mr. Ogle is doing both the Chesters and the Yorkshires. They've got two pinned back so far and two in the big arena for a secondary evaluation sort. A little lower, about halfway through our first initial sort here today. Those of you just tuning in, we're on our first class of Yorkshire Barrows here at the San Antonio Market Barrow Show. 30 total head in class number 73 here today. And the weight ranges are from 250 to 255. So far, I just see two that are still pinned back. When I don't know if there's any below us getting classified or weighed, but I do only see two in the pin and only three in the big arena so far. Well, it looks like he just pinned another one. Mr. Ogle did. So far, it looks like we have six pinned back, I believe. Five for sure that I can see. And there's only four out in the big arena so far. And we only have two more Yorkshires to look at here, Wayne. So they're going to have to pull out of the big arena here, it looks like. And I could be wrong. There might be 7 pigs underneath me, but I doubt it.
here in the Yorkshires too, the champion will receive a $10,000 scholarship. The first scholarship ever given in the Barrows show was only to the grand champion in 1997. They worked hard through people supporting and raising money. They started giving breed champions in 2007, and the first recipient of that champion Yorkshire in 2007 was Jordan Gregory, and he won the $10,000 scholarship that particular year.
Looks like the guys have done the initial sort, and they're fixing to come out here in the bigger ring to evaluate. Wayne, I only see 7 pigs. 8 pigs.
Actually 8, yeah.
8 now. So it look like the guys are coming out here looking at these animals here. Went ahead and pinned this young lady right here. So here's an example of getting into the big ring. You got a chance to make it here. I'm going to go down there and check to see how many they have.
Okay, sounds great. So it looks like we have 10 down there, and I think they've kind of made up their mind that these are the 10 that they want to look at in this first drive of our Yorkshires. And anyway, they're just making sure that that one comes through classification and weight, and if it does, then I think they're going to send them.
Looks like he's going to send these individuals in the big arena back to the pen. And, you know, this one's a little different than the last 3 classes we've watched of our Chester breed. We had 12 to, I think that one class was 14 or 15 total head, where he just has 10 placings. So all 10 of these individuals will get a beautiful rosette, with 5 total making the sale here at San Antonio. For those of you just tuning in, he's going to send those first 2 back to the holding pen there as an example. If he does that, that means you're going to be in the top end of the class.
And we got 5 that are going to make the sale here in San Antonio. We have a total of 6 classes of Yorkshires, this being the first class, and each class will place 5 that will make the sale, but we'll have a total of 10 placings.
What they're going to end up doing is pulling all these individuals out of the pen, take an initial look at them as a judge here. They work together on this. They're both standing by each other, talking about each one. Last one that just came out walks a little wider off the back end than. Those of you tuning in, Mr. Polish told all the other individuals they've had their look already. Say, hey, can you kind of back off a little bit just so we can get a good look at each one of these kids coming out of the pen. Give everybody their fair shake. kind of stay on one side of the arena until they get through everybody. They'll come back to you if they like you. Like your animal. Young man, the pink coming out now, doing a good job presenting his Yorkshire. Real tall fronted barrow here. He's going to go and pin another one. That'll make 3. That'll be 5 he just pinned back here. Well, he's saying this young lady who got 5 pinned back. He's going to go ahead and place this young lady who came out of the Dead Sea 6th. So she came out of the big arena and worked her way all the way up to 6th place. Looks like he placed the young lady in the brown. She's 7th. Young man in the pink, dark pink, is 8th. Young lady in the green is 9th, and the young lady or young man in the light pink was 10th place. Going to bring these 5 individuals out here now. These 5 individuals will all make the sale here at San Antonio. Four young ladies and one young man out here. And a sea of women. All wearing real cool shirts to kind of stand out in the ring. That's good showmanship right there. So you, as a judge, if I like a hog out here and there's a bunch of kids out here, it's a lot easier for me to find you if you're wearing, okay, this young lady in the peach looking shirt, this lady in the dark pink looking shirt. Easier to find them. So it looks like he's going to place the young lady in the blue, the royal, 5th. Young lady in the light blue, 4th. And now he's down to his top 3. I think he's going to use the young man as 3rd. And we're down to the young lady in the pink. Is going to be your class champion. Young lady in the orange is 2nd. Let's hear from Mr. Ogle.
Here in the first class of Yorkshires, young lady here in the pink brought us a hammer here in this particular drive. This one really sticks out to us. He needs to win this particular class. This is the square, stout, muscular one with extra feature, extra look, extra power. brings a lot of neat pieces to the table. Young lady in the orange will be second. This is one you like coming at you a tremendous amount. He's really good and square in his chest and knee. He's a barrel that's got really good build there and flex and set behind. He's a barrel that's not quite as bold there. When you study him in his forerib, he's a barrel that's not got as many extras as that class winner, but I think a logical one here also to be second. As we start working into third, coming in a little more parts and pieces, the young man's barrel here next in third is one that he wants to dunk up every once in a while and get too far up underneath himself. He's a barrel, though, that's got a lot of width, spread. He's fresh up high, got good feature. Maybe, again, just not as attractive there and blends proportionally as good out of the top part of his neck back through his loin. Nice bear to be third. The two young ladies in fourth and fifth are bears that end up here in these particular spots. They're bears that bring a lot of positives to the table, but however, with that comes some limitations, and that becomes structurally. This young lady's bear here wants to get a little outside of himself when he steps there, off in his track behind. And the young lady coming out next in fifth, a really, really square, again, massive, square, masculine one that comes out next. He gets to be too straight in his rear hock, just doesn't get out and go for us enough. But those two, again, bring enough positives to the table. We thought they needed to land in sales spots. Young ladies, bear coming out next in six. Really, really sound, really, really flexible. A bear that gets out and goes. We study him in comparison to those top five. He just doesn't have as much coming at you. He gets to be a little more fragile at the ground. We round out this class. There's some of these just get to be too low set, too full and roly-poly for me. Young man in the pink's got one that needs more fill. Nice class of Yorks here to start our breed off with.
That concludes our first class of Yorkshire Barrows here. Moving on to class number 74.
The only thing that comes out of nowhere is nothing. Exciting and true aren't always the same thing. Reliable is peaceful. Perspective comes from knowledge and experience. What's proven may not be glamorous, but the easy path isn't always durable. Be durable.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read off our top 10 individuals from that last class. That was class number 73. In 10th place went to Emma Talley. 9th place went to Morgan Arnold. 8th place was awarded to Isabel Gutierrez. 7th place went to Wiley Gaskins. 6th place was awarded to Charlie Alfers. 5th place went to Baylor Wright. 4th place was shown by Sindel Verstoof. I hope I said that right, Sindel. Congratulations. 3rd place went to Bryson Birkenfeld. 2nd place was awarded to Emma Hobbs, and our class winner of our first class of Yorkshire Barrows went to Ridley Cathy. And Ridley was also the exhibitor of our Texas bred class champion, and the breeder of that hog was Fishbacher Show Pigs. Congratulations to that whole family and that breeder for breeding the Class 1 champion Yorkshire Barrow. Moving on to class number 74. Class 74 has 33 total head, and the weight ranges from 256 to 267. 3 total classes of the lighter division Yorkshire Barrows. Then we'll move into 3 classes of the heavyweight division and get a division champion and reserve champion of each one of those toward the end of the day, or the end of the Yorkshire breed, followed by the overall selection of our breed and reserve breed champion Yorkshire Barrow. Give a shout out to Austin Boyles here. Fishbacher. I apologize on that. And congratulations to that breeder. And thank you, Austin. Looks like we're a little over halfway through the first initial sort by Mr. Ogle. Got a total of 7 pulled back thus far. A few more earlier on sorted back than the first class. He had to pull one. He ended up pulling 1 or 2 out of the big arena here. And one of them worked its way up to 6th place. One out of the sale, but still to make it from the big arena to 6th place goes to show you how hard these kids work to work their way up, and they don't give up. And that's something we got to credit all these kids in the stock show industry and agriculture in general. National FFA week going on, I believe, and want to give a shout out to the National FFA and the people who have paved the way all these years to create wonderful kids to become successful adults later on in life. And there's a lot of us out there that credit the Texas FFA for what they've done to help these kids become who they are. Not taking anything away from the 4-H programs at all. I just know I do believe it is National FFA week, so I wanted to give a shout out there to them. We've got 9 pulled back, potentially 10. There might be 1 or 2 underneath us getting classified or weighed. And so far we have 8 in the big arena right now for a secondary evaluation by Mr. Ogle and Mr. Polick. Our lead judge for the Yorks today is Mr. Brandon Ogle. And our secondary judge, Mr. Eric Polick. Want to welcome those 2 guys down here to Texas. They're going to get to experience a little bit of warmer Texas weather while they're down here. The next 2 days are going to be pretty hot, getting in the 80s tomorrow, where this past weekend when we had wave 1, it didn't much get out of the 40s. So we were in jackets this weekend and in shorts today and tomorrow. So welcome to Texas, everybody.
Yeah, even I think some of the northern states here are been in their 50s, which is kind of unusual this time of year.
This time of year, yeah.
Absolutely. I remember last year at this time, like Iowa had I don't know, probably close to 6 inches of snow on the ground there at this time last year.
Hopefully we can get some good corn, and so then corn prices will drop down a little bit more. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? I think we've got 9, maybe 10 pulled back. We're going to find out. The guys are fixing to make their way up to the big arena here. I think they're about done in the back. I know the screen is flipped over, so we've got a pretty good amount of Yorkshires out here in this class, Wayne, in the big arena, which the last class I think we only had 3 or 4 out there in the big arena.
That was it. And
just
it's only
just
3
more
more
ahead, yeah.
than the last class. We got 33 in this class.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So those of you watching right now, what they're going to end up doing, once they have the pigs pulled back they want to keep from the initial sort, they'll both go out here in the big arena and see if there's anything out there they want to pull back for a chance at a top 10 placing. They pulled more than 10 in past classes. Only 10 get a beautiful rosette, top 10. And top 5 in all these classes today and tomorrow will make the sale. Total number of Yorkshire Barrows here at San Antonio is 180 head.
Well, that is correct, Landon. The only one that is not 5 placing is our land race. We only have 51 total head.
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry. You know what? See, I spoke too soon, didn't I, Wayne?
That's okay.
Pulled another Tony Romo moment there.
So they go, the top 3 in the land race make the sale.
Gotcha. Well, and we have a total of 815 Barrows here for this wave 2. And in total, between the 2 waves, 2,495 head of hogs that will be here over this past week.
Yeah, just 5 less than 2,500. Nice set of barrows that showed up here.
Absolutely, and the guys are out here in the bigger ring right now looking at some of these Yorkshires. Looks like they have a total of 11 pulled back, maybe 12. There might be another one underneath there. Guys are kind of making their way through. I think they're about done. They're ready to send them on to other shows and want to wish these kiddos the best of luck moving forward. 12 total pigs pulled back for this second class of Yorkshire Barrows.
Please have your show card ready. Give it to our
For those of you just now tuning in, what they're going to do once they release these individuals back to their pen, they're going to pull these kids out one at a time. And if they really like your animal, they're going to point at you, and you're going to get sent back to the holding pen where you'll have a chance at a top part of the class placing. It just depends how many they pull back. One class they only pulled 5 back. One class they pulled 7. It just depends how deep the depth of the class, and they want to get it right. So I got to give kudos to these guys for continuing to make sure they get it right here. And actually, when we had 2 that were still underneath getting classified and weighed, so we had a total of 14 that got pulled back on this class. So the heat's kind of stepping up in this second class of Yorks.
Absolutely. They were hiding in the backwoods a little bit.
You know, we're up here in the crow's nest. For those of you who know kind of how the ring works in San Antonio, we can't see underneath us. So we're full of surprises. And like I said, we're even full of more surprises, Wayne. There was one more, so there's 15 total, not 14.
Wow, they've really stepped it up in this second class of Yorkshires. Looks like they put one back already after
fairly
looking
quickly.
at the top 3 here that they've let out so far.
I have a feeling with 15 in this class, Wayne, they might end up pinning 7 to 8 back. I don't think they'll just do 6.
No, I agree
I have
with
a
you.
feeling.
Looking at the depth of this class.
Went ahead and pinned
I
another young
suspect
man,
that-
too, by the way, in the
yeah.
blue. Another young man coming out here, kind of a paisley-looking shirt, doing a wonderful job getting his animal moving and head up. He's going to go ahead and send him back to the holding pen for a chance at a top spot here. That makes, I believe, 3 pin back, Wayne. And we're not even halfway through letting these individuals out yet.
I'll tell you, it's tough here at San Antonio. You know, they've only got 346 sales slots here in San Antonio. But yet the auction is the second highest total dollars accumulated of the second highest species. It brought in over $2 million last year. In fact, $2,038,465. The only one that topped that was our steer sale at $2.5 million. So yeah, just that just shows you how competitive this Barrow show is and the type of dollars that they raise here in San Antonio. Looks like we've got four but put back in the pen so far. Looks like we still have 6 in the pen to let out. So, and then we've got 6 out here. Well, we just put another one back. The young man in the black shirt. So we've got 5 in the ring, and we're fixing to let out another one. Well, 6 out here in the ring. They're looking at these 6 presently. They're going to let the next one out. And we still have 4 in the pens. So I really think they will probably keep 7 before they come back.
I think you're right, Wayne. Like I said, they still have, well, Wayne, another surprise. I don't know what took so long, but I guess maybe getting across the scale or had a reweigh or something.
So
I'm
there's
not sure.
another one.
There's 16.
Wow, that's the deepest in a while. Again, like Landon said, I mean, that's just a perfect example of what these judges want to make sure they analyze each and every one and gives every kid a fair chance, because, like I said, only 5 make the actual sale and 10 placings, and they really go the extra mile to make sure they're comfortable with their decision making, and they've spent a little bit of time making sure that they evaluate each and every one that they've kept back.
You're right, Wayne. They've got 7. They might. I don't know. I mean, they have one more to go through here, I believe. I could be wrong, Wayne. There might be another one hiding back there. I don't know. But, I mean,
This is going to make it a little tougher on him having
He's
going to
send that back at 8. So he's like, look at Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon's like, man, the depth is just there. I gotta do it.
Yeah, no, that's good. That again, they're doing the right thing to try to give these kids all a fair shot.
I think Eric maybe likes another one out here. I'm not sure, but I don't think Mr. Ogle said it maybe wasn't quite as mobile. I'm not sure. They have that bad lip reading or whatever in the NFL, and that's probably what I'm doing right here. But they have 8 total pulled back, so this is as deep of a set as we've seen so far in the show. I mean, there was that one Chester class, but, I mean, everyone that came out of there, it's just like, wow. He's like, there's another one. So he went ahead and placed that young lady over there in kind of a, I don't know what color.
That'd be 9th place, right?
That'd be 9th place, yes, sir. And young man in the Paisley shirt, taller young man, was 10th place, and they're going to release the other ones back to their pins.
What a tough drive here,
Yeah.
but a lot to be excited about, that they've worked hard and nothing to be ashamed of, because yes, everybody wants to be in the top 5 and make the sale, but just to get a chance to show is quite the accomplishment here in San Antonio.
You know, Wayne, I feel like some of these pigs that just got sent back to their pen would have had a chance to place in the last class we had. That just shows you the depth of quality that is in this class.
In a hurry.
Hey, you know, as a when you're showing and stuff and trying to turn in your weight cards and all that, it's a gamble. You don't know. You might have all the heat in one class and maybe not quite as much in one class, and it could be within you turning your weight in within a pound of what you wanted to. So it's all about how the dominoes fall here.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot, and you know, in the lightweights we only had a 5-pound weight difference. Here we have like 11 pounds difference here, so you know, quite a bigger spread in our weights here. Looks like we've had 5 out, and we're letting the 6th one out now. We're in the final 8 here. They're going to be placing from 8th on up to first place.
So this will be interesting, Wayne, what we do here. You know, with having 8 instead of just 7 or 6,
Yeah.
and to talk about the depth of quality in this class, I'm curious.
They might take 4 back. Who knows? I know that would be a long time for these top 4 to drive, and that's where this physical shape is of your show bearer is
Conditioning,
so important.
No,
Well,
he's
going
gonna
to drive them the whole time here. So,
and you know, he usually places these individuals pretty quickly. I mean, when he gets those, he's kind of got his top 4-ish. So, like young lady in the pink, she'll be 8th. He'll place them pretty quickly at that lower end of the class. Once he gets into his like 4-ish, top 5 or 4, you know, that's when he kind of slows the guns down a little bit. Say, okay, here's our 4 or 5. Let's see what we need to go from here. And they're both kind of looking together out there, talking about them. I like the way these guys work together. They're sitting there talking together. They may be about 4 or 5 feet apart, but don't think they're not talking.
and that's where a 2-judge system really works well. If they're working together, they see the same things, and good job by San Antonio putting judges together that, you know, have the same similarities and likes of how they like to line them up.
Young lady in the red was 7th place. So there's one more placing before we get into our top 5, which make the sale here at San Antonio. You know what I like about sitting up here, you know exactly what hog they're talking about. Mr. Ogle and Mr. Polek, they'll sit there and look at a hog, but Mr. Ogle is pretty good about pointing out which one he's talking about. So we kind of know which one. And we, like I said, we don't know what they're saying, but we can tell enough about what they're talking about. And they're like, okay, what do you think about this hog? And then Mr. Ogle kind of points at it, like, okay, they're talking about that one over there. So it makes it kind of easier for us from up here to kind of see which one they're talking about here. He's going to give that young man over there.
In the light blue shirt,
that'll be 6.
Long sleeve.
So now we're down to our top 5 in class, and all these 5 will make the sale.
So how that works here at San Antonio, if you just joined us, the top 5 do make the sale. 4 of them go across the stage. The 5th one will actually get $1,500, but that placing, along with any of the placings that occur here in the 346 head that make the sale, can receive add-ons online or during the sale, or up through March the 1st, you can do add-ons. So any of you people that would like to give additional support in addition to what they receive at the sale, you can do that.
So the young lady in the striped blue shirt was 4th. Young lady in the light blue sweater was 3rd, and he's got his top 2 out here. They're talking about these 2 pretty hard. That kid, he was the last one to come out of the gate. Or excuse me, there's 3 left out here. I apologize. That young man in the black was kind of hiding. The guy in the blue worked his way up to 3rd. He was the last one to come out of the gate, and he worked his way up to 3rd. Congratulations to him and his showing.
Really?
Now we're down to 2. Young man in the paisley is 2nd, and the young man in the black.
Congratulations to each and every one of these exhibitors out here.
Absolutely.
The young man in the black shirt needs to win this particular class of Yorkshires. He's a barrow that, again, talk about one that has some presence when he first comes out. You read him good there in his chest floor. He's got a big arm. He's extremely, extremely heavy structured. That's a big rear leg. Good turn up top from a standpoint of fresh shape. He's just a little longer everywhere and more extended and just elevated. Again, just a little more eye appealing than maybe the second place barrow. The second place barrow works himself up for me from a standpoint of feature and muscle and true shape. I think he follows this one good. He's not as elevated. Up here in the top 3 or 4, he gets to be one of the more lower set compact ones from a standpoint of quality and positives. I like this one to be 2. Young man coming out next in 3rd, out back, and even when we first came out here into the sea, that's one that didn't want to drive. He did not want to get out and go, and you really like a lot of things about that one because he's extremely big-chested, he's extremely heavy-structured, he's really, really good in the center part of his body. Where he lands 3 for us is when you get right in behind him, he planes up and flattens up there, back through his hip and stifle. Young lady coming out next is one that has got more shape, a little more look than that one ahead of him. He's a barrow that gets to be a little rounder there in his hip, a little different how he blends into his loin. Tough call between 5th and 6th for us. This barrow we really wish had more fill. If he had more fill and a little more outward curvature to the center part of his body, that's one we can continue to work up. He needs to be better there. Young man coming out next, dude from Blade Back, I dig that one. And you do a good job showing him, but every once in a while it's easy to see if you have to let off that thing's going forward up front. I need to set everything back there from a standpoint of his blade. Young lady coming out next when she got redrove, one that just ran out of gas coming at me. Different parts and pieces that don't balance up here to round out the Class 2 Yorkshires. Nice class to sort.
I've got the top 10 individuals for class number 74. We're moving on to class 75 here. Class 75 consists of 30 head. Weight ranges are from 268 to 277 in this class, and this is our last class of the light division. Then we'll move on to 3 classes of the heavy division. I'm going to read off the previous class, top 10 individuals. 10th place went to Red Harrell. 9th place went to Caroline Colton. 8th place was awarded to Emery Reynolds. 7th place went to Aubrey Poe. 6th place was shown by Ryder Fikes. 5th place was awarded to Peyton Go. I hope I said that right, Peyton. 4th place went to Briley Mund. 3rd place was shown by Barrett McDaniel. 2nd place was shown by Kason Evans, and our class winner was Weldon Kinney. Congratulations to Weldon on his class winner. He's from Schneider FFA. And our certified Texas bred class champion was shown by our 2nd place exhibitor, Kason Evans, and the breeder of that hog was Lintner Show Pigs. Congratulations to the Lintner family and all they do for this industry. Very competitive family, do well every year, and congratulations to Luke and the entire family and the team that they have put together. We're about halfway done with this initial sort here of class number 75. We've got 4 pinned back so far that I can see. You know, the last class I thought we had 12, then 14 showed up, and then 15, and then 16. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get them across the scale, or, you know, they had to reweigh or reset it. So there's a lot of factors that happen underneath us that sometimes take a little bit longer for them to kind of show back up at the front. So, and sometimes those pigs don't want to cooperate going across the scale, and that's just the nature of the beast here. 4 in the big arena so far. Stay tuned and we'll keep you posted. So it looks like we have, I think we have 10 or 12. I'm not going to hold my breath after last class. Guys are out in the big arena right now looking at a secondary evaluation of these individuals that Eric put out in the big arena to see if there's anything else they want out there. Wayne was talking to the girls back here. You never know what kind of conversations you'll have talking about dried sausage and how we make dried sausage and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun and interesting to listen to.
Yeah, it's kind of a heritage of ours. I guess my family has made like a smoked dried sausage and fresh sausage for over 100 years. Probably.
And there is pork in there too, by the way.
Yeah, we got to have a little pork mixed with the either whitetail or axis that we use.
Wayne, we do have 10. It looks like he's going to pin this young lady in the blue. Really, I think just watching what Brandon's initial perspective was, I think he liked the design on this pig, and I agree with him.
Yeah, and again, they kudos to these judges, because they've kept quite a few. Not only, and even in the big ring, you add the two together, it was well over half. There was only 30 in this class, like our first class we had of Yorkshire.